Oh, I see Dean. Hey Dean, how are you
Hey
doing?
man, how are you?
I'm doing well. As a main introduction about you to my audience. But before we get started, can you tell to my audience a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into the business world, and what was your first business? Yeah, is it a bit background about you?
Yeah, sure. Hey everybody, good to see you. David, thank you for having me on here. You know, I'll tell you enough just so you understand that no matter where you are, I promise you I've been there. Um, I just know, in my desire for more out of life, mine was just, again, we all have our own vision. Mine at a young age was watching both my parents work really hard to have nothing. Both amazing people, both put the time in. And I just realized at a young age that whole work hard and you could be successful wasn't true because you could work hard in the wrong area. Both my parents worked hard, but they didn't have much. And they always struggled to make ends meet. And they ended up splitting when I was 3 and lots of crazy stuff. So at a young age, I just knew I had to get different capabilities. I needed to work hard, but in a different area. So, crazy journey. My first business was cutting firewood. I would cut trees down, stack them, sell them when I was still in high school. And then I started buying and fixing wrecked cars and selling them. And then I started in apartments. I started rundown houses, and I'd buy the most rundown houses and I'd rebuild them. I'd work on cars during the day and work on real estate at night. Um, and I started getting momentum. And by my mid 20s, I owned a lot of real estate and I had apartments and started building houses. And had momentum. And then something fundamentally shifted my life. And it was Tony Robbins. For me, it was Tony. At about 25 years old, I saw an infomercial with this big guy who I felt like he was talking to me. And I bought everything the guy had. I bought literally everything he had off an infomercial. People thought I was crazy. My friends and families like, you bought what? You bought cassette tapes? Like you spent all that money for cassette tapes. But it shifted my life in a couple reasons. Um, One, it shifted my life that the knowledge Tony shared really had me looking through life in a different lens. I was already on my way of being really successful, but I was doing it in a really stressful way. And he taught me how to shift my past and focus on new futures. And I became a different person after that. But the most important thing he did is I paid for information. Like, hear that. I paid for something that lived inside of his head, and it was worth more than anything I could ever imagine. At first, I was like, would it be worth it? And it fundamentally shifted me so much that I realized the value of knowledge. Think about that. Knowledge, for all of you that are watching right now, you realize knowledge is the new currency. I mean, knowledge is worth more. Would you rather me give you a new car or give you the blueprint to start a business where you can buy a new car every year? Right? Would you rather give you a watch or have someone pay you or pay someone to give the knowledge on making a relationship intimate, passionate, and have love for the rest of your life? We know in today's world the value of knowledge. I learned it 25 years ago when I cut Tony a check, and it put me into this industry. I said, my God, I on Instagram in 2 seconds. Um, and I created a course and put a whole bunch of money together, and I did an infomercial, and I taught people and sold through that. And that was my journey. And now it's 25 years later, and I've had some ups and downs, but through the journey, but I'm in an amazing place. I've been blessed to start 13. Now I'm partners with Tony on 2 companies. He's my best friend. We talk every day. It's funny how life can take us on this insane, crazy, obnoxious, and amazing, ride. And at the end, if we keep learning from those who've already been there, we can go a long way. So I hope that was quick enough for Instagram, enough for you guys to know wherever you are, I've been there. I've been broken and broke, but I've had a great business and I've taken it to heights I could never imagine.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love your story. Well, everyone is being impacted by the pandemic in the last year. And so I'm just wondering, how are you being impacted by it? And what changes have you made to your business to maneuver through these hard times?
Yeah, really good question. Here's something I really want everybody to hear. When things shift, when things are scary, when things are uncertain, which they absolutely have been. I mean, if you haven't been scared, if you haven't been uncertain, if you haven't been worried in the last year, you're not human. I mean, it's been challenging. But what happens at the same time, and I really want you to hear this, is we sometimes kind of wait until things change. We're waiting for someone to give us direction. We're waiting for someone to fix the world. We're waiting for our certainty and our courage to get big enough to explore, to go do our own thing. And I want to tell you, when you wait, it's really easy to be left behind. You know, there's that old saying, when one door closes, another one opens, right? But what happens sometimes when a door closes is we stand on the outside of it, jiggling the door handle, waiting for it to open. But the fact of the matter is that door may never open again. And how long you stand there waiting can determine if you thrive in this shifting world or you're left behind. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is work on your courage muscle, because courage isn't moving forward in the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward when you're scared to death. But don't just move forward anywhere. And please put this in the chat below. I know this might sound like a silly word. Be an investigative reporter. Be the explorer that finds where things are going, right? The world changed. Some industries are struggling, but some are exponentially growing. The knowledge industry, the information industry, the self-education industry, it's exponentially growing. There are industries like that and other industries that everybody watching could be a part of, and they're growing, but you must pivot, you must explore, and you must look where things are going. You know, here in America, the most famous hockey player was Wayne Gretzky. Amazing hockey player. I'm not a big hockey fan, but I'm a big Wayne Gretzky fan. And one time someone asked, "Why are you so good at hockey?" And he replied, "Some people skate to where the puck was." The puck is the little thing they all hit, right? And he said, "Most people skate where the puck, some people skate to where the puck was. Most people skate to where the puck is. I tried to skate to where I thought the puck was going." Really think about that. Those that make it through tough times and shifting times are focusing on where things are going, not where they were or not where they are.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay, so I mean, I agree with you that one of the biggest shifts in business right now is that everything is moving online. And so what are some of the opportunities that you see out there for aspiring entrepreneurs or even experienced entrepreneurs who are looking to start the first venture or the next venture, but not sure what to do or where to look for opportunities? What do you see out there?
So first thing I'd say is find someone who's already done it at the highest level. Not someone just saying I made 500 grand in 5 minutes online. Like, make sure they have the depth and breadth. They've actually done it. They have years of experience, and model, like, find out what they're doing, how they did it. Learning from other people who've already been there is the fastest way to get from where you are to where you want to go. So many times in life, we get overwhelmed when we try to figure out how to do something when we should be thinking who has already done it. So that's the first thing. Secondly, there's a lot of different ways. There's online products. There's drop shipping, there's Amazon, there's e-commerce, there's lots of things. The industry that I love, the industry that my partner Tony and Robbins and I help people get into because it's changed our life, is the self-education industry, meaning the commodity, the asset that you have to sell is what you know in here. It's the experience that you've gone through, it's the life journey, it's the skill you've acquired, the expertise, or in some cases, it's the mess that you went through, and now you're on the other side of the mess, and you can help people get there. I said this the other day. I don't even know if I'll repeat it the same way. I said, the self-education industry, you got to look at it this way, is your experience is your asset, right? Your life journey is your inventory, and your brain is the warehouse, right?
Yes.
And you're just unlocking this asset that is so valuable, right? Tony Robbins took my money, and all he did is gave me things inside of his head that allowed me to go faster. But it's not just for Tony or Dean or David or it's for anybody willing to share what their experience is. Because I promise you, no matter what experience you have, somebody's starting off on day one, and you can help them get there faster.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you. In my opinion, knowledge is power, and it's literally the most valuable asset that I have. And like, I'm sure you agree with that. And there's a saying that a bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking, because her trust is not in the branch, but on its own wings. So yeah, knowledge is literally is everything for me. But I'm sure there are a lot of those who are out there who think that they don't have any specialties, they don't have any knowledge or any valuable experience to be able to share with others, to teach others. What do you have to say to that?
No, I could see that. But I'd also tell you this industry is heading towards $1 billion a day, according to Forbes. It's not because it's all Tony Robbins and David and Dean and people that you know. It's because regular people are sharing their information. And here's what I want you to think about. Please, all of you really do this with me. If you had a week to prepare, and then I want you to answer and put it in the chat. I'm watching all your chats come in. Thank you. Love all the hearts. But think about if you had a week to prepare and you had the opportunity to sit down with your 20-year-old self for 2 hours. So you had a week to prepare, and maybe you had to pick one category. Maybe it's about love, that you deserve love, that don't settle for the wrong relationship. Don't give in to peer pressure. Here's the 3 things about love. Don't keep score, love unconditionally, put your heart out there. Or maybe it's about self-love. It's like, hey, you listen to everybody else, but I want you to do these 10 things. Or maybe it's about business, right? And say, don't go into that job that you hate. Don't just take your college degree and follow it. You have that desire to start your own thing. Here's what you must know. Here's the mindset, and then here's the 5 tactical things to do to start your own business. I don't know what it is that you would share with your 20-year-old self, but if you had a week to prepare, I bet you it would be life-changing. So in the chat right now, what would it be worth to you to spend 2 hours with your 20-year-old self? Put it in the chat because I'd love to see it. Here's the thing. I really want you to hear this. There are people out there that need you as much as your 20-year-old self could use your knowledge. There's people out there that you could allow to go faster with your story, with your experience. Listen, I think of Tony and I have been helping people for a couple of years now doing this. We have over 40,000 people in 150 countries, 4,700 different niches. But it's not what you think. I mean, I can think of Cyrene, this amazing woman that started working with Tony and I thinking she was going to share business info. And she said, oh my God, that's not what I want to share. I mean, most of us can't relate to this, especially us guys and the women that are younger, but she went through menopause and she said it was a nightmare. And she said she had these night sweats and thought she was going crazy and thought she was insane. And she obsessed on it, read books, and she found a way to make herself feel amazing. She got her mindset right. She stopped the sweats, stopped gaining the weight, and she went on to thrive. She goes, that's what I'm teaching women. I don't want to talk to men. I don't need to teach young women. I'm going to find women going through menopause that don't want to go through the hell I went through and fix them. But I mean, that's where the world is going. My daughter, who's 14, she loves to paint. 2 months ago, I walk in the kitchen. She didn't want to go take a class at a classroom or go to a college course. She didn't look for a teacher who had the credentials. She found a guy, Anthony, online that loves painting oil paintings. She paid $97 and she's in my kitchen with her laptop open doing a Zoom training on how to paint oil. She was painting while she was talking. This is where the world is going. Everyday people sharing their experience and other people cutting them a check so they can go faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, that will lead to my next question. You mentioned about sharing your best advice to your 20 years old self, right? So what would you tell your 20 years old self right now if you were to able to do that?
Oh, yeah. What a great question. And it puts me down the road of like a million different things. But I think the way I would answer that right now, I would say be the obsessive observer of your focus. In a crazy time like this where the world has shifted, it's really easy for us to focus on what was taken away, what we're missing, what could go wrong, who's not serving us, whose fault it is. It's really easy to focus on all of that, especially watch the news. It's really easy to blame everybody for a lot of stuff. But also, in the same moment, we always have the opportunity to focus David, I didn't know. I thought my reality was whatever I was thinking. And what I realized is my reality is nothing more than the things I focus on.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. So, I mean, everyone has desires, dreams, and goals. But what do you think is the reason that's stopping them from taking
I probably would have answered this different, David, but the way I know it to be true now, what's stopping you is your belief on whether you can or you can't get there. If you say, I'd love to start my own business and make $100,000 a month or $10,000 a month or $5,000, whatever the number is, but whatever you say, but it's the belief that's holding you back. But the internet is too noisy. There's too many people out there. But my wife or my partner doesn't believe me. But it takes money to make money. But I'm not that smart. But no one would listen to me. The fact of the matter is, and I'm sorry to say this, the only thing holding you back is that belief. Because when you shift that to, I don't have money, then I'm going to be resourceful. I didn't go to school. That means I can learn in a different way. When you change that story, you change your life. And when I look back in my life, the thing that'll scare you the most is listening to a belief that maybe your parents gave you or a school teacher gave you or one that you developed over time. The hardest thing to do is shift a belief. But the best thing to do in your life is to shift that belief to an empowering one.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Yeah, your mindset is one of the most important thing for sure. So we briefly talk about the knowledge industry, the knowledge business, but what do you think the role of the traditional education going on from now onwards? How will that play out? Especially with right now with the pandemic, a lot of the traditional education stuff, they're shifting online. Students are learning, going to classes online. How will that play out in the future?
Well, here's what I think. And I think colleges are finally coming around, and I hope they do. But the world has been growing exponentially, right? I mean, think about it, David. We're communicating. I'm on my phone right now. We're communicating in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, all over the world. The world has grown exponentially. Traditional education, in most cases, has grown in a linear fashion. They haven't kept up. That's just a fact, right? I mean, if you grab somebody from 70 years ago and you brought him here today, and you just showed them an iPhone, they would lose their mind. It would seem like science fiction. It would seem like it's not real. But if you brought them into the classroom, in a traditional classroom, they'd say, wow, the blackboard is now a whiteboard. Like, not much has changed in traditional education in 70 years. So what people are realizing is I could go back to school, or I could find somebody that has specialized knowledge. Right? You look at from the CEO of IBM, Google, YouTube, Facebook, they're hiring people without college education. They're hiring people with specialized knowledge. Would you hire someone who went to 6 years of school to learn marketing? Or would you hire someone who spent the last 6 years obsessing and learning direct response or one piece of marketing? Not even a comparison. I'm hiring the people that learn from someone and is going really deep on what they know. That's the way the world is going. So general knowledge is losing really fast, and specialized knowledge is exponentially growing.
Yes, okay. Well, you have achieved financial abundance now, and you can probably stop working. So what motivates and keep you going in your business venture?
I know what success means to me. It's beyond that. For me, I know what drives me every day. And right now, working with my partner, Tony, we really want to help the world make self-education the new norm, make it more popular. It's saved his life, saved my life, and saved so many others, including yours, David. We're all a part of this self-education industry, and all of us can help others. All of us not only help others go faster, we can help ourselves by making this part of a business that we could be extremely lucrative while we help others. And I think the world just needs us now more than ever. So what keeps me going is I find a mission. Like right now, we're doing this big challenge. Tony and I are doing. Yep. We're trying to put 1 million people. Our last one was 800,000. So we're going to hit 1 million. But we're going to do a 5-day free challenge to show people how to own their future in this shifting world. I'm going to be fired up every day till we do that, because I know how much value we can deliver. So just finding what lights you up and do more of it.
Can you talk a little bit more about the challenge, Own Your Future challenge? You talk about like what will people learn and what will people do in that challenge?
Yeah, it starts May 11th. So put it in the chat. Literally, don't miss this, because people say this is a once in a lifetime, but it really is. When the world opens back up, there's no way we can get this many people. So it's Tony and myself for 5 days. Not free. It's totally free. And over 5 days, we're going to show you how to not only shift your mindset, but we're going to pull back the curtain on how to identify what you should be sharing, who should you share it to. So basically, what to sell and who to sell it to. Then how to sell it in an elegant way, so it's sales through service, not through cheesy selling. We're going to teach you how to teach it with pure confidence through Story Teach tool model that Tony and I have created. And we're going to show you how to enter an industry that's exponentially growing. You're watching other people online doing it. You're wondering how they're doing it. We're going to show you. Plus, we went and asked 13 of our dearest friends. They all said yes. They're all doing it for free. It's just truly one of those things that you can't miss. I mean it, because there's no replay for this. We're doing it live. It's over 5 days. It starts May 11th, probably about 2.5 hours a day. And there's a URL you can go to right now, ownit63.com. Ownit63.com. Go there right now and just see all the amazing speakers that are there. It'll blow it'll blow your mind. And then go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to sum it up for my audience. So the challenge is 5 days. It's completely free. On your future challenge, and the link is also in my Instagram bio if you want to register. On it, OWNIT63.com, onit63.com, so you can register for the challenge for free there. So yeah, you can continue on things.
Well, cool guys. Listen, we're working our tails off to put this challenge together, and it literally will be nonstop from now until we get there. It's going to be amazing. And one more thing I'd say, literally right now, take that URL and send it to a friend. Don't let somebody else miss this. There's an accountability partner or someone in your life that needs this knowledge as much as you do. It truly will never happen again. So definitely get some friends to attend it with you. You know, if you go to the gym with someone, you do it better. Go to this event with a friend and have them keep each other accountable.
Yes. So Tony, from my understanding, Tony Robbins will also be on the challenge live teaching everybody the mindset and the tactics and everything, and include you as well, and 15 other guests in total, right? So the challenge is completely free. You can register again on ownit63.com, OWNIT63.com. The link is in my Instagram bio as well. You can go there and take a look at it. So, I mean, before we wrap up, do you have any last words for my audience? Why they must attend this free challenge coming up on May 11th?
Yeah. Listen, I believe this is a crazy time in the world. There's no. But I think this is a time that the world needs role models and leaders. And how do we do that? We're all role models. We're all leaders when we decide to be. So I believe this is the time to gain the capabilities that allow us to step up, to be that man or woman, God or the universe, whatever you believe in, made us to be. And sometimes just waiting for it to happen doesn't happen. Take the uncomfortable action. Be courageous. Gain capabilities, and whether that's working with Tony and I or someone else, but gain the capabilities, take uncomfortable, courageous action, and let's be the role models the world needs.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Dean. I learned so much, and I'm sure my audience loved it as well. Again, thank you for your time. And guys, make sure to register for the challenge. It is free for 5 days. You get to learn from Dean. If you enjoy what he just taught you today, you love it so much more. It'll be a 5 days thing. It's not just like half an hour. It'll be 5 days. You get to learn so much more on May 11 on your future challenge on ownit63.com. So go and register there right now. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Dean.
See you guys. Have an awesome day.
Yeah. Take care.